Hey everybody, I'm Logan Alec. I'm a CPA on Choice Tax Relief. We help folks who owe the IRS or their state at least $10,000 in back taxes or who have multiple years of unfiled tax returns. Today we have a good question from Scott. Scott says he got into CNC status, that's currently non-collectible status, with the IRS in November 2023. Says he did it himself. Congrats, good job. Well done, Scott. The notice they sent, the notice that the IRS sends you once you're placed into CNC status, it says case closed, currently non-collectible. The notice they sent said I'd be receiving annual reminders. That's true. You should be receiving IRS notice CP504s every year that you have tax debt in CNC status. Scott says he never received one. Go figure. This is the IRS we're talking about after all. And today, Scott says he got 3 CP504 notices. That's the notice of intent to levy. The notice of intent to seize your assets. Scott's wondering what's going on. Any thoughts? Because this is nuts. It is nuts, Scott. They put you in CNC. You think all is well. They don't send you any other notices in the meantime. And then they hit you with the CP504 saying they want to start taking your stuff. Scott, it sounds like the IRS has now deemed your account collectible again. And unfortunately, my friend, you are back in collections. What could have triggered this? Well, there is a systemic removal from currently non-collectible status if the income you report on a tax return is higher by a certain amount than your monthly expenses that you provided, well, your monthly expenses times 12 that you provide to the IRS when you're placed into CNC status. So Scott, this is just a guess, but I'm guessing you may have recently filed a tax return. On that tax return, it's showing that you're making more money than you were making when you got placed into CNC status. And now the IRS has kind of refigured the game here and deemed you collectible now because you're making more money. That's what I'm guessing happened here, Scott. It is a shame that they didn't notify you of this. They didn't send any correspondence to you between your notice saying that you got placed into currently non-collectible and the CP504, but that is the world we live in. That is the IRS we're dealing with. It is a shame. Question, of course, is what to do now. Scott, if you're surely still in a situation where you cannot afford to pay your back taxes, you should fight tooth and nail to get back into CNC status. Right? If the IRS taking this money from you, seizing your assets, levying you, is going to cause you economic hardship. You should get back into CNC status. Now, maybe you are doing a little bit better now than you were back in November 23 when you got placed into CNC status. In that case, you may no longer qualify for CNC. You may still qualify for a PPIA, a low dollar amount partial payment installment agreement. Doesn't hurt to find out. Doesn't hurt to find out. It sounds like you got yourself into CNC status before. I would say, hey, rerun your numbers, right, with the new IRS standards. See where you stand in terms of disposable income with them and available equity and assets. Yeah, I mean, that's what we would do for you if you were a client, right? We'd see, hey, where were you at when you got into CNC? Why is the IRS now kicking you out of CNC? And how can we get how can we get you back into CNC, or at least some other hardship-based resolution, such as a partial payment installment agreement? Offering compromise could very well be on the table as well, Scott, as I'm sure you're aware. You know, that can be harder to qualify for, and the IRS will generally scrutinize your financial situation a bit more than they will for CNC or PPIA, but that could very well be in the cards if you qualify. Scott, I wish you the best as you're tackling this IRS issue. I know it's no fun, right? But that is what happens sometimes with CNCs and PPIAs to a degree, but very often with CNCs. You know, sometimes the IRS kicks you out of that very, very nice situation. Folks, if you owe the IRS or your state at least $10,000 in back taxes, or you have multiple years of unfiled tax returns, you qualify for a free consultation with us here at Choice Tax Relief. Give us a call, 866-8000-TAX. That's 866-8000-829. Or you can go to choicetaxrelief.com, fill out the form on the website, and we will reach out to you about that free consultation. I have some other videos about IRS CNC status here for your education and enjoyment on the left-hand side of your screen. Keep the comments coming, guys. I do appreciate them. Thanks so much for watching. Thank you, Scott, for asking. See you on the next video. Bye-bye.